and welcome to Socially Distant Discover Nature. Now, first off, I'll start with an apology. I've decided that it would be too much to fit the dawn chorus and bumblebee identification into one video. So what I've done is I've shunted the bumblebees to next week, so apologies if you were tuning in and hoping for bumblebee identification. I can recommend Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, bit overrated, but it's alright if you switch your brain off on the way in. Anyway, for those who want to remain with us for the dawn chorus, we'll get to that shortly. But first off, we'll start with our usual catch-up. First, a lovely sign of spring sent in by Glenn from York. It's ducklings, and also it's getting photobombed by a rather angry-looking goose towards the end of the video. So, thank you for that. We've had Jack, who's developing quite an affinity for bees, and she started this cross-stitch of a bumblebee. It's not finished yet, but even so, it looks absolutely fabulous. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the final results. If you remember, in a previous episode, we had Simon and Judith experimenting with their little stealth camera trap, and they managed to photograph a fox and a deer. And they've gone one better this time. We've got a video of a fox, Foxy Loxy, having a look around. So check this out. Tracy has sent us a little lovely taste of woodland in this kind of almost 360 video. And if you've not managed to get to a patch of woodland because there isn't one nearby you, then just drink this in. Absolutely beautiful. Finally, Catherine sent us some pictures. She's been helping keep the bird feeders topped up in her garden, and there's been some blue tits visiting. But also, in the next door neighbour's garden, there's a male pheasant, which apparently they have nicknamed Phil. Nothing to do with me, I've never met the people that I know of. Right, very sorry about the sunglasses. I didn't want to be that guy who wears sunglasses indoors, but this whole conservatory is very bright, and I feel like it's searing away my eyeballs and I'm squinting a lot, so I am going to be that guy who wears sunglasses indoors, but we're practically outdoors here, so let's not worry too much about it. Before we move on to the dawn chorus, we are trialling a new feature this week. So we have recruited a roving wildlife reporter with the marvellous name of Genghis Mirazapan. So now we're going to go live, well, not live for you, live for me-ish, to Genghis Mirazapan, who says he's found something quite interesting in the south of England. Away we go.
Yes, thank you, Phil. Genghis Mirazapan here. And exciting news. We've suddenly discovered these cages set up all here in the wilds of Suffolk. And we're just going to see which animals are inside these cages. And it appears there aren't any. Back to you in the studio.
Oh, well, you can't win them all. Wildlife filming and photography is very difficult. Anyway, dawn chorus time. Now, if you remember, the St. Nick's staff and volunteers were going to run a dawn chorus walk. Can't do that due to lockdown, but we're encouraging people to do a dawn chorus everywhere walk. When you get up on your own, about an hour before sunrise or half an hour, go out and experience the beautiful symphony of birdsong. I did this myself, and I discovered many things. Well, two things. Namely, that I am not a morning person, and my brain does not really start functioning until at least after 8 AM. The second one is the RSPB website said that dawn chorus generally starts about an hour before sunrise. And my second discovery was that most birds in the kind of Skelton area where I am have not visited the RSPB website, and they have not read that. So when I got up, They were already singing their little hearts out and had been doing that for potentially some time. So I have no idea how early I need to get up, and I am quite happy not to try and discover that at all. So now, dawn chorus, here's my attempt. If you enjoy seeing a grown man's mind crumbling due to lack of sleep, you are in for a treat. So enjoy. Hello, and welcome to Socially Distant Discover Nature. It's 4:53 AM, according to my phone. I am standing in the garden, listening to the dawn chorus, which has apparently been going along since a lot earlier than when I get up. Those aren't words in a sentences. Don't think I've woken up yet. What I was trying to say is the birds started singing before I got up. The RSPB website recommends, or says that they generally start the dawn chorus an hour before sunrise. But when I got up an hour before sunrise, I could already hear the blackbirds singing away. There's a kind of liquidy robin call coming from in the bush or in the tree nearby. I don't even know if this microphone will pick up my murmurings. I hope so. I read that the reason the robins and the blackbirds start the dawn chorus earlier than the other birds is because they have a bigger eye. It makes them more sensitive to light, so they can sense the coming of the dawn light sooner than, say, other birds with smaller eyes. I don't know if you heard that wren in the background. It's quite a grating, strident, high-pitched, fast call, bit of machine gunny ticking in there. Always imagine it as if you're working little wren's legs like a bellows to squeeze the noise out of it. It's now half an hour before sunrise. I can just about pick out a new bird, which is the song thrush. It's doing repeated patterns. Sort of doot 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 doot, chup 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 chup. And turn the camera around and point it in the direction of the thrush. Turn the microphone. See. It really is quite hard to tease apart the individual species and individuals singing. Still a lot of blackbirds. Moments ago, I think there was a wood pigeon, which sort of has a pattern of do 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 do. So many blackbirds. I think Beaky just flew past. I'm probably blurry right now, but good morning. Time check. 5:20. Many birds singing. There's a wood pigeon. That was my impression of it. I know it's very realistic. Blackbird alarm calling. Bok, 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 bok. A paranoid chicken. Some crows. I'm not sure if you'd class them as part of the dawn chorus as such. Is that a song or a call? Anyway, they're making noise, so they can be part of our team. These blackbirds keep flitting over my head really low, like something out of a horror film. If this just cuts off to static and you hear a scream, then avenge my death. Lots more blackbird alarm calls. Another strident wren in the distance. The RSPB said the dawn chorus peaks are sort of half an hour before sunrise to half an hour after sunrise, and now it's 2 minutes past sunrise, so this should be the peak of the peak. I can't help but feel that it's died down. It's possibly because I put a hat on and I can't hear it as well, but I feel like there's not as much soundness happening now. So wren. Hello. Where are you going? Right, I think we'll call that it. There's been a lot of crow activity, but I feel they're reacting more to me than any dawn chorus, so I'll draw a line under it. I do like crows, but not enough to remain vertical and awake. So, back to bed, I think. Ivana, the outreach officer of St. Nick's, has been out and done her own dawn chorus, and she shared these wonderful videos with us. So we'll have a little look at what she experienced when she got up super early at ridiculous o'clock. Here Ivana's at the Dragonstones in St. Nick's. There's wrens singing, and there's song thrushes, or a song thrush doing its repeated patterns. And of course wood pigeons in the background doing their do-do-do-do-do. The new bird here is the chiff-chaff, saying its name. Chiff, chiff, chaff, chaff, chiff, chiff, chaff. Some more wood pigeons as well. We always say at St. Nick's, they say, steal 2 cows, Caffey. Steal 2 cows, Caffey. Caffey is the ecotherapy coordinator, and we are 99% sure she does not steal cows. Let's call it 90%. 80% to be safe. There's some goldfinches flitting around in the tree, and at the beginning of the clip you might just have heard their musical jangling briefly. There's a blackcap singing in this bush. It's a migrant warbler. Sounds a bit like a speeded up blackbird. Finally, from a distant day, we've got the speedy blackcap song again, and the rattle, or cackle, call it what you will, of magpies. That's great, so thanks to Ivana and all the other St. Nick's volunteers and staff who took part in this, and if you have anything of your own dawn chorus to send us or the St. Nick's team, we'd love to see it. Speaking of sending stuff to us and filming wildlife, we have got another opportunity to go live to Genghis Mirazapan, who assures me that this time he has found something pretty special. Away we go.
Yes, hello Phil. This is Genghis Mirazapan again, roving wildlife reporter. I'm in a simple cottage garden in the middle of Suffolk, and you think this is such an ordinary place, but actually at the end of the garden there's this compost heap, and in this compost heap, well, you just wouldn't believe it, there's absolutely nothing. Bit of a disappointment, that. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, so anyway, if you think you can do better than Genghis, we would love to hear from you. We're being assaulted by jackdaws, brace yourselves. As I was saying, if you think you can do better than Genghis, we'd love to hear from you. We want to see your videos, pictures, artworks, cross-stitch, definitely. That's brilliant, Jack. Anything that you want to send to us, or even just anecdotes about wildlife that you'd like to share, get in touch with us through the usual channels. Discover Nature People, you know where to send it. Everyone else, it's our Twitter or ecosapienshow@gmail.com. Good luck and enjoy it. Enjoy it, there's no pressure. Just see what's out there and experience it. It can only be a good thing. So next week is bumblebee identification. So if you have any photographs or footage of bumblebees, definitely send those in. If you've identified them, that's even better. Makes my job a lot easier. So we'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, keep safe, keep sane, keep socially distant, and enjoy nature. Thanks for watching. Okay, so Genghis has said this time third time's a charm, he has found something of interest. So let's see what that is.
Hello, Phil. Yes, Genghis Mirazapan here again, wildlife roving reporter. I'm in that same cottage garden that I was in some other time ago, and I've heard reports that in this hedge there is nesting the most exciting bird imaginable. Ah, okay. Bit of a disappointment, that. Back to you in the studio.
Cut! Cut! Oh wait, I'm the only one here. Cut!